Achievement unlocked. 2 players and a podcast now loading.
Welcome back, Dreamers and Flamily. This is 2 Peas in a Pod, brought to you by GeneralAndrews and
FlibbityFlam. Hello.
And we are sponsored by the 8-Bit Dojo and ESN, where we aim to be selfless, not selfish. Also today, we have with us our guest, Angelica Dico. This is episode 4 of season 2, Activity Wars and Why Play Games for an Audience. All right, so with that being said, let's welcome on in Angelica. Hello.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hello.
Yeah, we got the Flib, we got the Angelica, GA over here just chilling, ready to be thrilling. All right, so we had an awesome topic brought to us by Angelica Dico for today's cast, and we're going to talk about activity wars, aka what type of activities are we all doing to keep ourselves a little bit more sane while trying to be inside from quarantine, still quarantine, self-quarantine because you don't want to be out there and you're trying to play cool. So, Angelica, give us something. What have you been doing?
Well, I think it's really important, and it's important for me. I just kind of keep on a schedule, and it's easy to stay on a schedule now, especially because we just had our first baby about 3 months ago.
Congratulations.
So, thank you. So she definitely keeps us busy. But even before that, it's important for me, and I can see it mental health wise being important for other people to stick to a schedule because, staying home every single day can start to become like Groundhog Day. And sometimes it feels like that, but going outside, exercising, that's really important for your physical health, your mental health. I mean, if you just kind of sit at home all day.
Yeah, no, it starts to. It's tough. I definitely can concur. I mean, what are some things that you've been doing, Angelica? What are some things you've been doing, FlibbityFlam, to like break that, pretty much Groundhog Day feel where it's like I get up, I stare at the screen, and I go back to bed. Wow, whew.
Tough days.
I mean, like, what are things that you guys have been doing? I know, like myself, I finally had to figure out a home workout routine. Kind of figure it out. I couldn't wait.
Because you would at least go to the gym.
Yeah,
and get
4 days a week
way.
For sure.
And then
4 days a week.
My home gym has always been my home gym.
Okay, gotcha. So you didn't have to change in that regard.
No, yeah. Well, it was funny because like when it first started, and they were like, "Oh, you guys gotta stay home." I think my mom and I were talking about this, and we just looked at each other and just belly laughed because we don't go out anyway.
Right.
Like I
felt
home.
like that.
Yeah,
I felt like that too. Like I was like, oh, I don't really go out that much, anyways. I'm gonna be okay. And then I started to realize, like, well, no, okay. I travel out to Sinisters for Chippendale. That's 1 time a week. When I work out 4 times a week, that's 4 more. Okay, that's 5 times a week now that I am definitely not leaving the house. And I didn't realize like that was enough to like balance me out. Getting out enough. And so, what have you been doing, Angelica? I think I remember seeing some like some posts that you had for yard work that you were doing, and really like you were just going ham on that. I think I remember seeing.
Well, and I've been kind of quarantined for longer than other people because
that's a good point.
I was pregnant. I have asthma. I have allergies. So kind of had a few things. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So we started quarantining, or I started staying more at home probably like around January is when I really started to hunker down. And I went out. I think my friends threw me a baby shower. That was literally the last time I saw my friends. And
God.
Like you were talking about, everyone has that different like social quota, Mine was maybe once or twice a month I see like friends, and I was fine with that. That works for me. It doesn't work for some people, but I'm really starting to feel that, like, oh my gosh, I want to like see my friends. I want to do something. And it's really important to not just kind of like sit at home and go on social media and that's all you do all day, sleep all day. I mean, I'd go crazy if that would happen. So I think of doing yard work, I think of gardening, just keeping busy, and it's really helpful. I know a lot of my friends also gave birth to children as well during this quarantine, which
wow.
can really be depressing because it can really rob you of certain things in terms of like expectations and motherhood. Like, I had this big expectation with my kids, we're going to go see family. We're going to, it's going to be such a happy time. And we're going to go walk around in the park in the bassinet.
The strollers with all the other moms.
I have a stroller and there's a cup holder on it. And oh my gosh, was it just, it seems so silly, like the cup holder thing, but it's I was looking forward to that, just being out and walking around and dressing her up. And it's I was robbed of that. And instead of we had a nice hospital room, because the hospital gave birth at, it had, you can choose like to upgrade the room. And we had fully anticipated on my parents being here for the birth. So we upgraded to a premium room where we had a couch for everyone. There was a coffee maker, and
oh my God.
That's kind of cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's cool. It was a great experience, but it's like a lot of that joy was taken from you because it's like we're living in this like odd, like dystopian kind of thing where everyone's wearing a mask and you're checking your temperature, that everyone's walking in and everyone's just, you don't see anyone's faces. And, giving birth with a mask on is quite the adventure, in case you were wondering.
I was going to say, because one of the most important things they've been talking about is, like those droplets. And obviously when you need to exhale a lot as part of your, working through it. Well, you're going to be blowing a lot of, potential, droplets all over the place. So you had to wear a mask during that whole ordeal. And, for everyone's a different length of time that they're going through on that. And it's just like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, it was hard. And luckily they were cool about it because at some point in time after, 2 hours and maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I took that thing off. I was like, tell me to put it back on.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, I've been very patient.
And they didn't make me wear it in my room and everything because I was just kind of pretty much quarantine off on my own. But just weird. It's robbed of that joy. And it was me and my husband on our own with a new human and baptism by fire, like
thrown into it.
like just thrown to the wolves. I mean, my mom's here now. When the cases died down, she got on a plane and came over, and here we are again with cases rising again, and it's a wild time. And
it's like a mad world out there right now.
It really is.
It's mad
crazy.
World.
And
so it's so interesting. No, you're fine. I'm going to let you go and continue here. It's just so interesting that there are so many perspectives that are lost because, for example, like, there's people who are like myself or like FlibbityFlam who don't have starting a family as a part of their mindset, right? Or they're already an established family, right? Their youngest one's 3 or 4 years old. They have 3 kids, and they're already into that next phase of familyhood where it's like, a lot of people are forgetting about all the people that are just starting a family, and they normally, you're going to learn with some of your family members to help you through it, and the bonding and the shift changing and stuff like that, so you can really kind of wrap your head around stuff. But no, you're like, hey, guess what? You have to stay on an island right now.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine that. So I'm sorry, continue.
It's hard, even for introverted people like myself. It's hard. I think of, I want to go hiking again. I want to go to the gym again.
Oh gosh.
I mean, lately I just started, my husband inflated my bike tires, and I've been riding my bike around the neighborhood just to get some fresh air, vitamin D, and let that sun hit you and kind of wakes you up. It kind of like zaps you back into reality, because if you are sitting at home all day, you see on social media everything that's going on, between COVID and protests and riots and all this stuff.
Yeah,
exactly. It can really bring you down, and that's not healthy. It can make you feel like crap.
Well, and it's a funny thing that you say that, almost the sun kind of gets you back on a track of like forward thinking instead of being stuck in this loophole. Like
Right.
when I'm doing the 24-hour streams, and that's why I always put aside a 10-minute period in time to go outside and walk the block.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people be like, what, how do you have energy to go do that? It's like, no, that's going to create the energy I need to actually perform correctly for the rest of this show. Cause I still got 10, 12 hours to go. Right.
Yeah.
And so when you said that, that just hit me so good. I was like, yep, that's exactly, I know that feeling where you're stuck in this cycle. Cause like when you're doing 24 hours, you're just, you know, it's game after game, conversation after conversation. It's like, well, what time is it now? What's happening anymore? Right. And so that just breaks you from it where it's like, wait, we're doing pretty good. We've almost completed this whole thing. So yeah, I'm glad you've been able to take advantage of that though. Good.
Yeah, you need to recharge
Mhm.
like a plant.
Yeah, really, just like a plant.
Yeah.
Oh my
What else
goodness.
has been helpful? Definitely not sleeping like more than, I mean, it's easy for me because I have someone wake me up.
You have a nice little live alarm clock now.
Pretty much.
Oh man.
But even then, you know, before that, like Ryan he would let me sleep in a little bit.
Cool.
Kind of like going to bed at a certain time and waking up at a certain time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would sleep, you know, wake up, like she'd keep me up all night, but then I'd sleep more. He'd take her in the morning and I'd wake up at like 11 or 12 and I just feel lousy.
Right.
Because that's not my schedule. You know, you guys are more nighttime streamers, so maybe you're used to it. Everyone's schedule is different, but me, I'm a daytime person. I like to wake up and do things and clean the house. You know, it's not the most exciting thing in the whole world, but
No,
I
that-
like
it's
it.
your
It makes
that
me
has
happy.
such
you know?
a big impact on
Mhm.
just mental health, period. When you can find everything and you feel comforting in your space, like
Yeah.
you
Yes.
can get stuff done now.
I mean, the cleaning, I do agree to that as well, where it's like getting back into a consistency with that type of mentality too, where it's like, well, I'm stuck at home all the time. What the heck? And it's like, wait, well, I could utilize a little bit more of that time towards this, even though it's work, right?
Mhm.
But like, it's like, wait, but this is my space and I'm in it
Right.
even more now. Okay, this feels
Mhm.
good. This feels good.
Yeah, you definitely, because I've been taking trips now and then to like Lowe's and everything, and you see a lot of people there. You know, they're starting new projects and everything.
Yes.
You know, in the
yes.
gardening section and buying a grill or
And
buying a stand-up
the
pool.
gardens. I've been seeing more and more gardening popping up, and I thought that's been pretty cool to see from a lot of people. It's like, okay, cool. You're gonna have to be stuck at home. You're actually giving back, and also at the same time, you know, maybe allowing yourself to have your own personal supply of, you know, veggies or whatever you wanted to grow back there. That it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. I'm glad
Yeah.
to see some of this innovativeness instead of a lot of, like you said, the social media cycle of, you know, insanity. As much as a lot of it is necessary insanity, but it's still just a lot to take in.
Yeah, that can be, you know, damaging to anyone. You know, put aside everything that's going on in the world. You know,
Yeah,
you're stuck
exactly.
at home and you're looking at someone's Instagram, and you know, people on Instagram, they show you the highlight reel, the highlight, the edited,
Yep.
what they want you to see. So you're stuck
Yeah.
at home and you're looking at whoever is at the beach every day and you know,
Yes.
dancing and just so every day's a party and she looks so fabulous, and you know, it's like I could look at that all day and be like, wow, I'm here covered in barf and wearing pajamas. But like,
God, I'm a real piece of shit. I should just be backflipping off of everything right now.
Oh,
right?
God.
But it's like it tricks you so fast into thinking
Yeah.
like that's real, that's reality, when it's not. When that girl is probably very likely sitting in her apartment or whatever with dirty sweatpants on, a tank
Exactly.
top, like eating ice cream or something. It's very likely that that's happening.
The
Yeah,
huge
those photos were
tub.
taken a month ago. You know what I mean? And they, you know, they got, you know, 100 and cropped them down to like 2 or 3 top notch ones out of all of those, and then
Yeah.
put the best of the best up there. And right now, what is she doing exactly? She's snacking on her favorite, you know, ice cream or something, and just trying to get on by to the next time she can get the hell out of the house.
Yeah, she's doing the same thing I'm doing, just maybe not covered in barf.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We need to give ourselves a break, and that's totally fine. I mean, I think probably one of the best things I have done to help myself, you know, outside of like keeping a schedule, keeping clean, you know, hobbies, streaming, is limiting social media to like work related things.
I can't agree with that more.
Gosh, that has helped me
Like,
so much.
I went to such when everything started going on. I went to like even my last Twitter post was like, "This is my monthly Twitter post."
Yeah.
Like that's it because like
No, that was so
I
good.
don't want to be on there at all.
No.
Because it's just depressing.
It really is. It's depressing even when it's not intended to be. Like I said, you're looking at someone's highlight reel, basically. That ends up being depressing.
Yeah. I mean, and there's a lot of whatchamacallit, people are trying to vie for so much real estate, right? And there isn't that much, internet real estate per se. Depending on where you decide to, plant your flag and want to be like, okay, cool. I want to, I'm going to be on the Twitter and I'm going to be on the Instagram. Oh, maybe the YouTube too. Okay, sweet. All right. And on Twitch. All right. Wow. It's hard to keep up with all these flags now. Holy shit.
Right.
Okay. Oh, and I'm supposed to be on TikTok. Oh no. Okay. I need some backups and resources, maybe, please. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it does. It gets overwhelming to where it's like, okay, like even myself, like, do I use a lot of these? Yeah, but now I'm like, okay, this is for this specifically. Yeah. Otherwise, stop touching it until you need to come back to it. And then this is for this, for then. Do that. And then, like you said, just, kind of put them in places so that way it's all work specific. And then when I decide to play, it's like, wait, no, this isn't work. Remind yourself that, and that way I can be better about it because it gets overwhelming, exhausting.
Yeah. Not even kidding. I deleted it all off my phone. If I want to post something like before I stream, I literally just install them again, post it, and delete them again.
Very cool.
That's a really smart idea.
Because that's Sinister had said the same thing to me about because the only one he used was Twitter. Besides being on Twitch, the only thing he used is Twitter, and mostly it was for work because he'd have to have. There was a way for people to get a hold of him that were at events, but not his personal number, right?
Yeah.
And so he would use Twitter. But yeah, he had to uninstall Office. He's like, dude, I was just getting lost in some rabbit holes, man. And I was all like, dude, yeah, absolutely. He's like, I've been so much better by just leaving it on my PC. So when I need to go, I go. Otherwise, I'm not just clicking on it because it's on my phone.
Yeah, because it's just mindless scrolling, kind of like mindless eating in front of the TV. It's just,
That's something I've been trying to catch myself. I catch myself doing it sometimes. I'm like, I'm going to get a snack. 10 minutes later, it's like, I'm going to get another snack.
Yep.
I'm like, no, I shouldn't go get that other snack.
I used to snack all the time. And I could have gotten away with it because of, having a high metabolism, right? But I still wasn't getting the goals that I wanted by snacking because now I'm not eating the meals I needed to eat to actually get to where I needed to go, right? Because I'm doing all this grazing. So it's, this small satiation throughout it, but never really fulfilling anything. Snacking now, thankfully, is something I don't do until I'm like, at the very end, I'm like, oh, I want to relax now. I wouldn't mind snacking. I'm like, no, you don't even have time to snack. You stop it. You bad boy. You stop thinking about snacking. And so, when you say that, it's such a real thing.
Mm-hmm. I've been writing down what I've been eating, and that helps me stay where I need to stay in my lane, because if not, I will snack all day.
Well, that's good, because like a lot of times, like I used to do that for so long, and then now after I did it for such a long period of time, it's just normal for me. I'm like, okay, I can reference this, and this, and this. That's roughly that. Okay, cool. And I'm not having to constantly write it down anymore. But that was something I used to do until I pretty much built up the habit of just remembering it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, though. You know what, folks? We're not just random ramblers on this awesome podcast here. We're also Twitch streamers. So I got to ask both of you, why play games for an audience?
Why not? It's fun. I mean, well, the most important thing is have fun. That's why. That's my answer. Have fun.
Okay, have fun. Well, Flibby?
So that when I first started, that was the biggest thing my friends would always tell me. Well, that was the biggest question, I should say. It's like, why would anybody watch you?
Right.
And I would always, and that's why I stuck with speedrunning, because it's different. It's interesting. You're doing a different thing with games. And I'm like, why not? Like, there's a lot of people doing it. Like, it could be fun. It could build something towards it. Like, and it's turned into something so different now too.
Yeah, that's very true. I know for me, a story I like to always revert back to is as a child, I was already doing this with my friends. It was a very small audience. It was like 1 or 2 of us,
Yeah.
maybe 3, and like we would each have a TV to ourselves. They had the little tiny ones because, when you have multiple TVs, you're probably not affording them the monster size ones. At least I know. Even in this affluent area that I live in, it's still, you got middle class struggling people just trying to survive in it, right? So it's like, oh, I got my little 13-inch TV. Yeah, man, I got my 14-inch TV. Oh man, that's so cool, dude. Oh man. And so we both would have a system on it. We'd both be playing a game. A lot of times my friends and I would be super into like RPGs, and so you had to grind a lot. Well, it's so much more fun when you're sitting next to your friend and they're grinding their character for their section of the game. You're grinding your team for their section of the game, and you're just chatting. And then eventually you're like, okay, I need a little break from that. But now they're ready to go on into the story. You're like, hey, I'll check some of this out. And you didn't even have to buy the game, right? You got to watch them play this other game, and you're like, oh, it's so cool. And like, you just got to watch them try to pick the right decision for the fight. And that right there is just something that, like, in its own nostalgia, I've been doing this my whole life, ever since I would say probably about like 13. I can vividly remember, playing, and not where both friends are sitting playing the game together per se, right? Because I'd be younger because I had brothers and everything, but where someone would be playing the game and the other person would just be watching you because they wanted to watch the game be played and not necessarily play it also.
Play it themselves, yeah.
Yeah.
This is weird because before I even started streaming, Ryan, he would love to watch me play video games, and I had no idea why.
My family and I would do that, and then my friends too. Like, I'll go out to the couch, and my dad's always playing like Assassin's Creed or Tomb Raider or something. I'll sit down and I'll just watch with him. I'll just watch him play it. Like, and it's hilarious. I had to get him a new controller for Father's Day because
that must have been a really good gift then.
Yeah, it was. Because, like, I know why I'm so hard on controllers now because I get it from him.
You get the hard-handedness,
yeah, like, I can hear him when I'm in this room sometimes, just wailing on it.
That's a hereditary trait. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
But he'll just be there and it's like, die, you piece of shit. I'm just like, damn.
Oh, all right. And it's funny you say being hard on controller because I remember you, but I'm not sure if it was Super Mario 64 or if it was Zelda Ocarina of Time speedrun, and you were just going right, and it was a really good pace. You're ahead probably by a minute and a half, and there goes your controller stick. It just popped off right in the middle of the run.
That was SM64. Yep.
Okay,
okay. The stick just popped straight off. It was like, no.
It was like, wait, what? And you had to go try and like, wait, what? And everyone's like, wait, what happened? Wait, did the stick really break? What? And it was just like everyone's going crazy in the chat, like, oh my god. Go back and play the clip. You just see it. This is a small little thing just quickly fly off the screen.
Flies straight off.
It's like, oh my god, you did break it. You're crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's like my mom will watch him too, and then he'll get like a choice to like kill somebody or let them go, and my mom's like, kill him. I'm like, what?
You're like, oh, dang. Type
Your
1 in the chat for kill 2.
Yeah.
Living out her evil fantasies.
Yeah.
One. All right. Yeah, good thing you're getting out in these video games. Good job, Mom.
She'd definitely go renegade in Mass Effect.
She would.
Throwing people out windows.
Get out of here.
I also like streaming because it's just a good way to relax. I mean,
Okay.
If it's not relaxing, I don't stream that day. I mean, if I'm really having a day where it's like, God, I mean, because, you ask, like, why would anyone watch you stream? And this is like what I tell people when they're like, well, what do I do on days where I don't want to stream? I'm just really not feeling it. I'm feeling a little sad. Like, don't stream. Just chill. Recharge. Go back the next day. Because, like you said, who's going to want to watch you? No one wants to watch me be depressed. Like, that's not fun.
Really makes a difference, with that mentality of understanding what you as an individual bring to the show, whatever your show is. So if it's not going to, like, if let's say it's an art day for you, and I can use you as an example, thankfully, you might be talking less. So if you didn't need to be overly engrossed in letting everyone know what's going on, what's happening, you can have a little bit more chill, and you might be able to get away with it more on one of those days. But on like video game day, right, where you're streaming WoW, Donkey Kong Country, whatever, that people are going to want to know what's going on, right? They might like you, but they never saw this game before, and they want you to tell them more and tell them more and tell them more. And it's like, I don't want to talk right now. I just want to play the game. It's like, well, maybe that should have been a day that you did not stream it. You just chilled out and played the game, right? Just making those different decisions, because it adds up. It really, really does.
Yeah, it's supposed to be an interactive experience for the most part. Interactive, fun, like art days, it could be different. But even on art days, I like to try and chat the most that I can, even if it's just getting in the habit of kind of like just saying what I'm doing. Like if you've watched my stream before, maybe I've said the difference between hot press and cold press watercolor paper. But sometimes if no one's talking, I'll just start talking about it, because it's also helping me think as well.
Absolutely. Just like
you muted yourself.
No, he did.
Yeah.
I was on pins and needles there for a second. I was like, what's he gonna say?
Your ears did not need to hear. So where was I talking about? I was about to just ramble for days about the most awesome thing in the world.
Man.
Oh, I remember about for your art, not specifically any of your hand-drawn art, but when you were doing a lot of the cosplay creation, right? And you'd be talking about Warbler. I'm like, what the hell is Warbler? Right? I remember asking that in the channel, and it's like, oh yeah, well, it's just this. You're able to actually, manipulate it in this way. And I was like,
yeah, because there's always going to be someone new who's coming in, even because you weren't someone new, just someone who maybe you didn't hear me talk about it that one time.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But
I
a lot
see
of
it,
people
but I didn't know it. Yeah.
How do I use that? What is that? How does it bend? You heat it up. How does this work? Especially cosplay stuff. People tend to be very interested about that. I don't do it as much anymore because I just didn't find as much joy in it anymore. But
oh yeah,
I've kind of been thinking about getting into it again.
I always thought that I was like, wow, like the amount of dedication to do what you did, because like you didn't just like do cosplay, you were the cosplay. You know what I mean? Like you were like a method actor of cosplaying, right? Like you became the hair dryer that was like helping you heat up the Warbler. You be just spackling where you needed to get just the right sheen on it, and it was just like, oh my gosh, and everyone's like, how many hours you put in this? Oh, I don't know, already like 70 hours. It's like,
at some point it just doesn't matter to me. It's like, how long is that? I'm like, I kind of think about it in terms of streams, because most of the time I'm streaming things I make. So I'm like, let me see. Well, this stream was 4 hours. This stream was. It's a good way to keep track, because people often ask me that, and if I'm not streaming it, I really don't take note of it. So it's a good way to keep track of time and how long something is on. But I mean, cosplay sculpting and stuff like that, it's great stress reliever.
And I've just always been so excited to see those types of things in different perspectives of how somebody also explains the same stuff. So if now that I've learned a little bit from watching your stream, if I was to watch somebody else talk about the other thing, I'd be like, oh, all right, I know what you're talking about.
I get that.
And now you feel more included because you have a little bit of an idea. Just like when people come in and ask fitness questions, there's some people who just completely clam up because I don't know what I'm talking about now. Right. And it's just like, it's really cool when now they're able okay, no, I heard this. I've learned it now. I can now jump into this conversation because I've learned that and stuff. So it's been really cool by, doing any of these things for an audience. If it's, again, talking about art, talking about fitness, if it's doing speed running, right, where it's just people oh, I didn't even know I'd like this. I thought I would hate watching speed running, and it's just such a funny thing. It's why did you think you'd hate it?
Yeah, why? Yeah, I get
right.
I get that a lot,
right?
I don't understand that. Why would you not like this? I'm so confused.
You like video games, right? Yeah. You like retro games? Yeah, pretty much. What?
You like cool things too, huh? Yeah. Well.
You like competitive things, or in a way, where it's, yeah, I do. I like some sports and stuff. Well, then what the hell, man? What the hell, man? Why would you not think you would enjoy this? But it's interesting because these are all perspectives. And so, again, why play games friends? Not necessarily why stream games, right? Because this might be in the same instance that you might just play and your family members, crowd around you. You don't have a camera on or nothing per se, right? You're just there, and people just want to hang out and watch it. Like, how many times have you done like a Mario Party at your place because there's multiple people over for a night, right? And there's, it's for 4 characters, but there's 6 people over. And there's a couple of people like, you know what? No, I just want to watch the mayhem ensue, right? And it's so interesting to see all these different people and how they approach it. Yet when you now talk about, right, you go from that instance, but then you talk about being a professional streamer / content creator. Now you're crazy.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Everything up till then was fine. Everyone was on the same page as you. They were there with you as a child, as a late teen, as an early adult, and now your career is going towards content creation and streaming. And now it's like, are you okay? Do you need money?
Do you need help?
It's like, is this a call? Are you crying for someone?
Are you crying out?
Know. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, like, what the heck? Why are you talking to me like this?
You're gonna show up to a hotel room. There's gonna be a banner out. There's gonna be a cake that says, "We're here to help you."
I can get you an interview at my place. Yes. Don't worry, I got your back. It's like, what? No, I don't even live in that state. What's wrong with you? Why are you talking to me like that?
I can't tell you how many of my friends still ask me, like, or they just say to me, like, I still don't know what you do.
I still don't know what you do.
It's like, turn it on. You can see. That's literally, you want to know. You could watch her for 5 minutes and not say anything and disappear. I would never know you were there.
Right. I just say now. I just sell paintings. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Sell paintings. Nice. Very nice. I just tell people I put on a show and people tune in. You know what I mean? Like, I am basically my own mini studio. Right, I'm not paying any other studio to use their services. Right, I do it on my own, and it costs me money to set it up, and that's what I do. I create a show, and each night is a slightly different type of show.
I'm the producer, the host, the actor, the editor.
I am the production team. I'm the lights. I'm security. No, don't come in. I'm streaming right now. No.
Yeah. It's like my friends didn't get it at first, and now they do get it, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Because they actually, my old roommates, they texted me the other day because like they're stuck in quarantine too. And they were like, "We're bored." Like what? Like that's what they say. It's like, what would we have to do to like set up? Because they wanted to basically just put the because they're big sports guys, so they wanted to put like a sports game up and then commentate it like actual commentators.
Right.
And I'm like, that's a good idea for one.
Yep.
And they were like, what kind of tech would we need? And I went through that, and I don't think they went with it because of how much tech involved it would take.
So I got what?
Yes. Like, I gotta go now. So
thanks. So we're gonna totally do that. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? It's like you just blew their mind. Because there's so much stuff that like I had no clue. Like the easiest part for me has been talking. Like and like interacting and like being myself, right? Like those things have been the easy part for me because like I was going to school for broadcasting already. You know what I mean? Like I was thinking about being a sports broadcaster, and so like all those types of thoughts and da 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 da. Now, was I in front of the camera? Not necessarily, but I wasn't too afraid of it if it was always in the realm of what I wanted to talk about. Right. So if I was going to be doing a basketball game, obviously talking about basketball, that makes sense to me. Oh, wait, you wanted me to talk about, bunny figure skating? I don't know that. I want to watch that, but I do not know anything about bunny figure skating. And so those types of things came to mind, but then all the tech, let alone trying to make it look pretty. It blew my mind. Still does to this day. So like, because like Posty, he's getting into streaming now, right? And he'll ask me something. I'm like, bro, I could do it, but I can't tell you like how to do it.
Yeah.
He's like, I was like, yeah, sorry, dude. I'm not a tech guy. I am not the tech guy. I just done this long enough that I know ideas of where to. Okay, it's got to be one of these 10 things. Okay, 8 of those got canceled out. It's one of these 2 things now.
One of these 2 things. Because you don't know unless you know their rig and you know how it operates.
Yeah.
It's like so hard on the tech side of things because like I've had a lot of friends too that ask me like, well, how do we set up alerts and how do I do all this? And I'm just like, okay, I like you, so I'll go over this. Sure.
Yes, correct. I like you so much, but it hurts me so much.
It hurts me so. And then you're like, oh, I want to do retro games, but I don't want them to look like shit. And then you have Waldo show up and be like, your shit looks like shit. Get this
Oh
shit.
no! Yeah, that just blows your mind.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, $500 later. I was like, it looks great now, though.
You got that music queuing in the back, and it's like, where's Waldo?
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, here he comes, and he just shit tags everyone. You're like, damn it!
Dang
Get
it.
out of here, Waldo!
Go away.
Too powerful. Go away. It's
that one person.
Well, yeah, right. There's always that one, but at the same time, that's another part of this whole element, right? Is how late were you into somebody's community to understand what is the ranges of the boundaries of what is acceptable, right? Because there's times someone will come in, they'll see someone jibing at someone, right? Giving them a little hard time, and they think, okay, cool, I can just shit talk here. Ooh, no.
Yeah.
I've never seen you before, and now you just told this person to shut the fuck. Like, I don't know where you thought that was like the same thing that they were talking about, but pump the brakes, buddy.
Yeah,
Keyboard warrior over here.
I think hiding behind a computer gives people extra bravery because, I mean, if you saw someone in person in a group of friends and one of their friends was kind of like ragging on them, you wouldn't just randomly walk into a group of people and be like, yo,
Yeah,
you, dude.
Yes, screw you. You are a loser.
I knew it.
Yeah,
PogChamp,
like
PogChamp. Swift rage, baby rage, yeah.
you just wouldn't do that.
No, you're right.
No,
It just
you
wouldn't
wouldn't,
happen.
unless you're me, but that's different.
That is
Hiding
different.
behind a computer.
Very.
Anything's possible hiding behind a computer.
Yeah, I hate that about the internet. Because, like, if you see me in person, and I'm probably a little more abrasive in person than I am on my stream, sure, but I say the same stuff. I talk the same way.
Yeah.
I
You don't have the special effects to offset, all the abrasiveness.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have John Cena popping up in the corner to make it funny.
And you're like, oh, okay, it's a good balance, right? Right? No John Cena right now? Damn.
No. Oh, he's a
How much is
dick.
that going to cost me? God, this guy's just a dick. What the hell, man?
Well, I think a lot of people get into streaming and they think, well, I'm just going to turn on the computer and people are going to be nice all the time and give me money. And
Right.
it's just like, homie, you got to open your eyes. You're going to stream for a long time to not a single person. I streamed, my first game I streamed was Bloodborne, and I streamed for months to like no one. Sometimes one person. And
Yeah.
whatever, I had fun. That's what matters. And I've gone through moments where it's like, well, I don't have this exactly many people watching me, and I've been through that. And
Right. Yeah.
I think a lot of it is just growth, where it's just like, I do this to have fun. If people subscribe, if people donate, that's really cool. If people like my art, if people buy my art, that's really cool too. I like that. But if you're going in it like,
all right, your space
for money,
bar is so loud right now.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was
It made a lot of goodness with your points too, because it was a space bar after every point.
It's like it's getting louder though. It's attacking me.
quietly.
I was like, man, she's really getting into this. Oh god, that was good. Okay, continue.
Quiet, like hear it because it's the loudest keyboard I'm hearing. But it's so satisfying when you're playing a game.
Oh gosh, that's so good.
But yeah, if you're going into streaming to make a ton of money, you are very wrong about that. Or I've had friends talk to me like, yeah, I was streaming and then I don't want people to be mean, and I can't handle it when people are mean. And it's like, you kind of got to be honest with your friend and be like, number one, you're not going to press play and make like $1 million zillion.
No.
That's
Number
not how
two,
it works.
people are going to be assholes.
Yeah.
That is you have to if you can't handle that, don't stream. Like, I just flat out say that. If you can't handle people being toxic, because it's going to happen. It is absolutely going to happen. I've had some of the worst things said to me while streaming, and you just gotta, whatever, man. And that's from, other streamers to just rando, you said Waldos. We'll call them Waldos.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And you just have to still block that and find enjoyment out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like you brought that up, because you have to understand, are you having more fun than the times that you have to balance out the actual bullshit? Because let's be real, any job that you take, there's good and there's bad.
Right.
So now what type of bad are you getting from your 40-hour work week job, 50-hour work week job, versus what good do you have? A lot of people would say like more, income stability, health insurance, So now when you switch into streaming, is the passion and enjoyment of what you're doing, gaming for people, making it, a show on top of the fact that you are gaming with and or for the people, that when you are now a quote unquote, even if it's a mini celebrity, whatever you want to call your status, that people know, they see, again, like we were talking about earlier, they see your perfect side right now. That's what they think to themselves, that this is like, what the hell? Like, how can this gal be this good at the game and look good, and no, this is bullshit. You know what? No, I shouldn't be attracted to her. She's playing video games.
No, and I gotta tell her about it too.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure she knows. You know what? You look good, but you suck. It's like, what?
You're bad.
It's like, God, and that it comes with it, where it's like, a lot of people are like, well, you shouldn't have to toughen up. It's like, you're right that us as everyone, individual, should not do that to other people. But if you are an individual that's going to take your foot and step it into this, playground, this realm of content creation, you have to be prepared. People are out for blood.
Yeah.
It's scary, but it's just true. I mean, go to your own Facebook thing. How many times have people you knew your whole life, and now they're just saying some random ass shit to you? You're like, what the fuck? Why through Facebook are you saying this bullshit? Like, I'll see you in real life, right? Like, why are you being this mean?
Gosh, you can't even say anything on the internet anymore. I don't do this anymore. Like, try the whole talking to people thing.
Oh God, no.
Even when you want to say something nice, someone always comes like, "Oh, so you mean that?" And I'm like, "No,
Quick, eject. I want out of here.
I didn't even say that.
You look nice and what?"
Oh.
You have a lovely hat.
Yeah, you're so funny with that, because it's true. Like, you're like, I can talk reason to this person. They made one simple point. I can just come in with a complete neutral way of this, and boom. No, it's over, man. You walked into the war zone. You should have known better. You should have brought in Kevlar armor or something, because it's getting real fun.
Mm-hmm.
And that was your grandma Joni, and she's calling you a little slut bag, and I'm like, come on, Grandma Joni.
Grandma Joni, why are you calling me a whore?
I know what you do on the internet.
I know what you do. It's like, but you're on the internet too. No.
Not like you.
Not like you.
With your salacious job.
That's right.
People give you money and you have the camera on. I know what you do. I'm pretty sure people think my job is X-rated.
Oh, mine too, for sure.
I mean, that's how I described it at first to people I didn't really care about.
Yeah.
I was just I'm basically like a cam guy with video games that everybody gets to watch a game just fuck me straight in the ass as I play it.
It's just like, oh gosh, all right. Well, I'll tune in then.
Man gets fucked by RNG. I don't know who RNG is, but I want to watch it.
Wow. You keep talking about RNG. Like, I don't see it. It's like, what's this guy talking about?
I don't get it.
This is video games. It's like, yeah, dude. Welcome to my world. Oh no! Mind blown. And they just get warped to another dimension at that point. You hope.
Right. Well, do they think it's you just play video games and people give you money? It's either that or it is like this more for, I don't know about you guys, but it's either you play video games and people give you money, or what else are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, nothing. They're like, are
Yeah.
you not doing anything else? Snapchat, anything like that? Not hating on anyone. Your hustle is your hustle, but it ain't mine. No, I'm not.
Yeah, no, it's so funny, right? Like for me, for example, I could put one butt picture up on the internet, right, and just it's like my version of a Kim Kardashian meltdown, where everyone's just like losing it, like, oh my god, I can't believe it, I can't even talk to you. It's like,
He was so pure.
You see me but in person. Why are you going to act like you even give a damn about this now? What the hell are you? And then you have other people who are like, oh my God, you are an Adonis. That's my ass. You're only talking about that. Oh my God, I've never seen the sun so bright until today. This is amazing. Look at it. It's pristine. Oh my God, look at that thing. It's like, okay. It's just, that's the internet, man. Like you've got one side of the coin, you're like, that was really a nice thing to say. I have no clue who you are, and if you keep talking like that, I'm gonna get creeped out. But like, thank you for saying that right now. But then you have the other side of the internet. It's like, I'm gonna burn you to the ground because that's a butt. And it's like, okay, sure, I'm pure. And you go and look at what they do on their internet search history, and you would not want to see the words they type in there. You're like, and you're complaining? Yeah, thanks for trying to like do some smoke and mirrors business, buddy.
Yeah, you're bothered about a butt.
Yeah, you're bothered about a butt, but you've been looking up some weird stuff in some tank tops and turnips, and don't even give me on those turnpikes. Oh my god.
Ryan says I should paint a picture of your butt. Like a Renaissance kind of thing.
Oh man. You know what though? With that being said, what we really should do also is let people know how the hell are we going to find you, your paintings, your anything that is Angelica Lodico.
Well, I try to make it easy, and Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. It's all Angelica Lodico. The O is a 0. That's it.
Awesome. And is that how people will also be able to get a hold of you for like purchasing personal art or things that you've made already? Is that the best way?
My email is angelicalodico@yahoo.com, and I think you can just message me on Twitter too.
Okay, cool.
No,
Awesome. Numerous ways to get a hold of you.
Or anything like that, please. I won't answer.
Oh, let's hope not. No, these are serious business inquiries only.
Not here.
You have that one person. This is serious.
This is serious.
Hi, baby.
It's like, no, you're not serious. You're crazy.
Can you paint my butt?
Okay, now you're making me sound weird. Stop that.
My butt.
I never asked anyone to paint my butt.
I do get those inquiries like, well, hey, can you paint my butt? I'm like, okay, well, it costs this much.
Right.
And they're like, well, I don't want to pay that much. Okay, well, you want your butt painted or not?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want your butt painted or not? Come on, I gave you a price and you said no. Like, it's not my fault.
I think it's because people they don't expect me to be like, okay,
right.
It'll be this much money for me to paint your ass.
They've never been to a figure drawing class.
Exactly.
No.
I have.
Yeah, I went to one for a full year.
Oh man, so interesting. Because I hear because you guys have talked about it at different points in time, conversations or maybe streams. I've heard you guys talk about that stuff. I'm just like, it's so interesting when then somebody else's perspective, like, oh yeah, well, and it's just like, yeah, but it's gonna cost you.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's it.
Oh, I want it for free.
Oh, that's my favorite.
I'll pay you in exposure.
I like you, right? Isn't that enough? I watch you every day.
Mm.
Oh,
man. I can't use that to pay my bills.
So you can't pay our bills that way, folks. But you know what? By you tuning into this awesome podcast, you're helping us pay our bills. Chime in. No. And so, FlibbityFlam, tell the people how awesome they are as we tune ourselves on out of this awesome episode with our first ever guest.
Thank you, Angelica, for coming on with us. This is always a lot of fun. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No, really, this was great.
Yeah,
it's always a fun time. And we'll see you all next week. Yeah. Woo. When I go commission General or Angelica for a butt painting of General.
Oh no.
I can't wait.
Definitely bye-bye on that one.
Yeah.
I might do that
Wow.
one for free.
Bye-bye.
God.